Imagine encountering individuals who can twist metal rods using just their necks, escape from chains as if they were practicing for a Houdini act, and effortlessly create beds from jagged pieces of glass. You might just be in the presence of Kim Jong Un's elite special forces unit, a group specifically trained to infiltrate, disrupt, and assert control. Welcome back to The Wealthiest, where you will learn the ins and outs of the world's elite, how they live, and how they spend their accumulated wealth. Let's get started. These remarkably skilled and resourceful men form the core of the Korean People's Army Special Operations Forces, showcasing a level of training and ingenuity that is both impressive and intimidating. Witness the Korean People's Army Special Operations Forces. The Korean People's Army Special Operations Forces, KPASOF, was established in the mid-1960s during the Quiet War, a secret conflict on the Korean peninsula. The KPA engaged in bold cross-border raids into the heavily fortified, demilitarized zone between North and South Korea. The KPASOF was created to respond to the changing landscape of warfare and the need for a specialized force capable of carrying out high-risk operations beyond the scope of traditional military units. The founding father of North Korea, Kim Il-sung, envisioned creating an elite force within the KPASOF that would be the strongest and unique vanguard capable of operating independently with deadly effectiveness. In the 1960s, North Korean infiltrators began ambushing Republic of Korea (ROK) troops, resulting in casualties and showcasing the North's capabilities. Despite the challenges of a heavily mined, demilitarized zone, observation posts, and constant patrols, the KPA's elite soldiers managed to penetrate through with alarming success. In October 28th, South Korean soldiers were killed in a single month. The aggression escalated in November, with an American patrol losing all but one member. The year was marked by heavy casualties, with 42 recorded North Korean raids resulting in 15 American lives, 65 injuries, and over 100 South Korean soldiers killed and injured. These incidents were not isolated skirmishes, but part of a relentless campaign by the North, with hundreds of such raids occurring during this period. The year 1968 intensified the Quiet War's violence, with over 700 hostile actions documented by U.S. forces. Among these, 3 incidents stood out due to their boldness and strategic implications. The Blue House raid was an audacious attempt to assassinate South Korean President Park Chung-hee, which ended in a bloody confrontation near the presidential residence, resulting in the majority of the 31-man KPA team being killed or captured, along with numerous South Korean casualties. Further, the Ulsan-Samcheok landings in late October 1968 marked the last significant infiltration attempt of the Quiet War, where 120 commandos landed with the aim of provoking an uprising, only to face a swift and deadly response from South Korean forces. These formative years were not just militaristic engagements, but the crucible in which North Korean Special Operations Forces shaped their enduring legacy. The fearlessness and tactical prowess displayed during these operations became defining characteristics of the unit, leading to their evolution into the elite entity they are today. Fast forward to the present day, and the North Korean Special Operations Forces stand out starkly from their counterparts in the regular army. A report in May 2013 by the U.S. Department of Defense highlights these operatives as highly trained, well-equipped, well-fed, and highly motivated, a force to be reckoned with by any measure. Their training regimen is demanding and unyielding, aimed at producing soldiers capable of navigating any environment under any circumstance. They are skilled in various warfare tactics, including guerrilla warfare, counterinsurgency, and unconventional warfare, making them versatile and unpredictable on the battlefield. Taking a deeper dive into the North Korean Special Operations Forces. The monikers attributed to the North Korean Special Operations Forces epitomize the gravity and sheer seriousness of their mission. This is starkly different from the conventional North Korean army, not only in terms of their rigorous training and advanced equipment, but also in their esteemed position within the country. While the average North Korean soldier struggles with shortages and outdated gear, the special forces are provided with top-of-the-line resources to ensure they remain a formidable and unwavering force dedicated to carrying out Kim Jong Un's objectives. The contemporary North Korean Special Operations Forces stand as a testament to the legacy that originated in the shadows of the 1960s. What transpired as a daring band of infiltrators has now developed into a sophisticated and elite unit that plays a pivotal role in North Korea's military tactics. Their existence serves as a measure of the regime's determination to uphold authority and exhibit strength, both domestically and on the global platform. The distribution of forces within the Korean People's Army Special Operations reflects back to the Korean War era, where guerrilla warfare tactics played a crucial role. Over the years, this unit evolved in numbers and prowess, aligning with the changing landscape of global military strategies. From the thick forests of the 1950s to the technological battlefields of the present day, the KPASOF has adapted and expanded, embracing new methods of warfare. As the Quiet War era witnessed their numbers growing significantly, this surge in numbers was not just about quantity, but represented a calculated strategy to enhance North Korea's asymmetric warfare capabilities. The Defense White Paper of 2010 outlined this expansion, introducing a light infantry division and regiment that were strategically positioned along South Korea's borders. These units were not just foot soldiers, but were trained for combined operations, capable of striking deep into enemy territory with precision. The growth of the Special Operations Forces signifies North Korea's unwavering commitment to fortifying its military strength. These forces are now primed for a range of missions, from launching assaults on critical South Korean installations to executing targeted assassinations and sowing chaos behind enemy lines. Their infiltration tactics, using underground tunnels and low-altitude aircraft entry, are reminiscent of espionage novels, underscoring North Korea's evolving military strategy. Over the years, the transformation of these forces underscores North Korea's military doctrine, elevating them from mere components of the larger military structure to integral players in both defensive and offensive operations. With a force that accounts for a significant portion of the entire North Korean army, the Special Operations Forces serve as a clear indication of North Korea's intent to maintain a potent and unpredictable military presence on the global stage. The historical journey of the Korean People's Army Special Operations Forces from a small guerrilla unit to a massive, multifaceted force showcases a strategic evolution that continues to define their role in shaping North Korea's military landscape. Investigating the development of special operations in the Korean People's Army. The current formation of the Korean People's Army Special Operations Forces in North Korea is a complex and intricate network of specialized units, each serving a unique purpose and mission. At the core of this powerful force lies the 11th Storm Corps, a high-level command that coordinates the activities of multiple brigades that play a vital role in North Korea's military prowess. The backbone of the Korean People's Army Special Operations Forces consists of light infantry and mechanized light infantry brigades, which are elite shock troops attached to regular army units. These troops are highly trained to secure strategic locations on the front lines and lead assaults on enemy command centers. Their presence on the battlefield can shift the balance in favor of North Korea due to their aggressive tactics and unwavering commitment to the mission. The three reconnaissance brigades operate with precision and discretion, often operating deep behind enemy lines. Their primary objectives include creating pathways for other units, capturing or eliminating high-value targets, and disrupting enemy supply chains. These brigades specialize in covert operations, playing a critical role in the success of larger strategic missions without alerting the enemy to their presence. Airborne brigades, with a rich history dating back to World War II, serve as rapid deployment forces with the task of establishing defensive positions along North Korean beachheads and seizing enemy logistics bases during times of conflict. Their ability to swiftly enter the heart of the battlefield makes them a valuable asset for quick response and territorial control. Sniper brigades, divided into General Navy and Air Force units, are known as the silent assassins of the Korean People's Army. These snipers infiltrate enemy defenses to target key command posts, disrupt operations, and incite rebellion. The Navy sniper brigades are skilled in maritime operations, while the Air Force sniper brigades focus on crippling enemy air capabilities to maintain aerial superiority. The power of a highly trained military, special forces operations. The Special Operations Forces are supported by a well-equipped military machinery that has the capability to unleash devastating firepower. Their potential roles in conflicts emphasize the strategic importance of these forces, as they are trained for a wide array of missions ranging from direct combat operations to psychological warfare and reconnaissance. The training they undergo is intense and rigorous, tailored to produce soldiers who can function effectively in the harshest conditions and against formidable odds. The variety of potential roles that the Special Operations Forces can play in conflicts is both multifaceted and crucial. They could be utilized for surgical strikes targeting crucial enemy infrastructure or leadership, or for long-term infiltration missions aimed at gathering intelligence and sowing discord behind enemy lines. In a scenario of full-scale conflict, these Special Operations Forces would most likely be at the forefront, leading the charge with their advanced equipment and unparalleled training. The Special Operations Forces of the Korean People's Army are a versatile tool in North Korea's military arsenal, one that carries not only psychological impact but also tangible combat capabilities. Their presence on the battlefield serves as a strong message, signaling North Korea's readiness to engage in warfare on multiple fronts with a force that is not only formidable but also operates in secrecy. The inception of the Korean People's Army Special Operations Forces dates back to the early 1950s during the Korean War, a time that highlighted the necessity for unconventional warfare and guerrilla tactics. Under the leadership of Kim Il-sung, the grandfather of current leader Kim Jong Un, North Korea began to develop a specialized group of soldiers capable of executing high-risk operations behind enemy lines. As the active combat phase of the Korean War transitioned into an armistice, the importance of the KPA Special Operations Forces did not wane. They instead became a cornerstone of North Korea's military doctrine, which emphasizes asymmetrical warfare to counter the technological and numerical superiority of their adversaries. The strategic doctrine of these special forces is firmly rooted in the principles of surprise, speed, and stealth. They are trained to infiltrate enemy territory unnoticed, sow discord, and set the stage for larger conventional forces. Their operations are not limited to wartime scenarios. They are also tasked with intelligence gathering, psychological warfare, and potentially executing preemptive strikes in times of escalating tensions. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, the KPA Special Operations Forces underwent extensive expansion, forming specialized action units with specific roles such as reconnaissance, direct action, and airborne and maritime infiltration. These units were not only trained for combat, but also for survival in extreme conditions, reflecting the harsh winters and rugged terrain of the Korean landscape. Despite economic hardships in the 90s, the Special Forces continued to receive priority funding and resources, focusing on enhancing their unconventional warfare capabilities, including cyber warfare and the establishment of a dedicated sniper brigade. As the new millennium approached, the KPA Special Operations Forces entered an era of increased sophistication, with a keen emphasis on aligning their operations with North Korea's growing missile and nuclear programs. The impact of the KPA Special Operations Forces on the future. The current strategic doctrine of the KPA Special Operations Forces is deeply rooted in history and remains consistent as they are tasked with a wide range of responsibilities in times of conflict. These tasks include targeting South Korean and U.S. military installations, as well as potentially carrying out decapitation strikes against political leadership. The training regimen for these forces is known to be rigorous and relentless, instilling an ideology that emphasizes absolute loyalty to the supreme leader and a willingness to sacrifice everything for the nation. Recent defectors have provided rare insights into the inner workings of these units, revealing a force that is not only well-equipped and trained, but also highly motivated with a level of dedication that rivals any elite military unit worldwide. The KPA Special Operations Forces play a crucial role in North Korea's deterrence strategy, serving as both a shield and a sword for the reclusive regime on the Korean peninsula. The shadow of these forces looms large, with their historical development and strategic doctrine carefully crafted to create a powerful and influential military force. The world closely watches the nuclear ambitions of North Korea, as these commandos are trained in the shadows, prepared to execute orders that could potentially alter the course of history. The Korean People's Army Special Operations Forces undergo a secretive training program to transform ordinary soldiers into elite operatives with necessary warfare skills. Participants must possess high physical and psychological resilience, undergo advanced courses in unconventional warfare, and be indoctrinated with a strong ideological foundation to ensure loyalty to the regime and supreme leader during missions. This program aims to equip soldiers with the necessary tools and skills for warfare. Despite not having access to the same technological advancements as Western militaries, the KPA Special Operations Forces are provided with the best equipment that North Korea can supply. This includes lightweight firearms, night vision goggles, and communications equipment, which allow for sophisticated operations in covert settings. Specialized units within the force have access to tailored equipment, such as mini-submarines and torpedoes for maritime operatives, parachute insertions for airborne units, and advanced surveillance tools for reconnaissance units. In the potential theater of war, the roles of the KPA Special Operations Forces are multifaceted and critical to North Korea's military strategy. One primary wartime role is to conduct deep penetration raids aimed at disrupting enemy supply lines and communications. These operations are designed to create chaos and confusion, ultimately weakening the enemy's ability to respond effectively to the main North Korean military offensive. The unsung heroism and legacy of the Korean People's Army Special Operations Force. The Korean People's Army Special Operations Force, KPA, plays a crucial role in North Korea's military arsenal, targeting key infrastructure and military installations. The KPA Special Operations Forces are also trained for assassination and kidnapping missions, aiming to decapitate the enemy's leadership and sow terror among their ranks. The Strategic Force, previously known as the Strategic IC Rocket Forces, was established in 2012 and is described by Pyongyang as a nuclear-armed ballistic missile contingent. This force operates an array of short-range ballistic missiles, including the Scud-class missiles, which hold South Korea within their reach. In 2016, a launch of a missile simulating an attack on a South Korean port was claimed to have tested nuclear weapon components simulating an attack on a South Korean port. North Korea's possession of a long-standing biological warfare (BW) capability is a chilling reality despite being a signatory to the Biological and Toxins Weapons Convention (BWC). The potential redirection of North Korea's biotechnology infrastructure to support a BW program poses a clandestine threat that could be unleashed with little to no warning. The use of biological weapons, whether in wartime or as a covert operation, remains a harrowing possibility under Pyongyang's strategic calculations. The combination of rigorous training, specialized equipment, and clearly defined wartime roles makes the KPA Special Operations Forces a unique and formidable component of North Korea's military arsenal. If you liked our video, please leave a comment letting us know what you liked and why. And be sure to subscribe to our channel to show your support and not miss any upcoming content. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Until then, dream big and shoot for the stars.